SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C Spire. Power your home or business with C Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C Spire. C Spire Fiber powers Super Talk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Brian Haydad told us yesterday that he was going to be useless on today's show because Mississippi State already underway in the top of the first in Starkville. Ole Miss was supposed to play a baseball game tonight. Weather coming through the area has moved that to a doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock tomorrow. We will talk baseball today. Obviously, the NFL draft last night, the first round, and something happened last night for the first time since 2006. So we will talk about all that and more on this Friday edition of Sports Talk Mississippi. I'm Michael Borky. Brian Haydad down there watching Mississippi State play baseball. And a twofer for the people. Richard Cross pulling double duty, at least for some amount of time today.
Oh, my God, it's Richard. I didn't even know he was here.
He was here this morning.
Yeah, I know. What's today?
Here's what I would like to do. I would like to welcome you, fine gentlemen, to the lovely town of Oxford, Mississippi for the 27th Double-Decker Arts Festival. Chance of rain, never.
Well,
I did.
I hope you're right.
No. You know, inside these concrete and brick and paved streets where the courthouse rises above the blah, blah, blah. Chance of rain, never.
Get a poncho, watch some music anyway. I will say driving in, so I have not been here since the winter storm. And you can still see the scars of it somewhat. But this place has recovered beautifully from, the images, and I know a lot of you listening have seen that. I saw a metric ton of them. I am surprised in a good way that just, 2 months later, it looks the way it does right now compared to the way it looked when that storm came through and destroyed trees, among other things, in town. If you told me that happened, I wouldn't believe you just by looking at it. It looks great.
You know, spring has been good to the treescape. As you kind of look at the tops of trees and see limbs that have fallen in a lot of areas. The fact that everything is in bloom, that it's much more green, that has been very, very good to the overall aesthetic. Combined with the fact that has it only been 2 months?
It was in late January, right?
Yeah.
So right? and we're mid. It's 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Man, it feels like a long time ago. The groups, the companies that the city of Oxford has hired that have come in and handled debris removal, and it hasn't gone as fast as anybody would like, right? If you've got a pile of limbs at the edge of the street in your front yard and everything else is starting to green up, you're like, I sure would like it if those would go away. But relatively speaking, the amount of debris that has been removed and gotten rid of and the job that the city workers have done, it really is remarkable.
And you could there were still some that I saw on the way in, and if you look closely, like you said, you can see tops of trees and things like that. But man, you're right. How much work that had to go into cleanup, and then also restoration. The images of the square and infrastructure things, power lines, that kind of stuff. It just does not look like a town that was devastated by something like that not too terribly long ago. So, pretty incredible stuff, all things considered.
Completely agree. And again, we welcome both of you who don't you don't put your head on a pillow here every single night. Hey, Borky did for a
time
few
there.
4 years.
There was a time when this was home for him.
And so I would like to welcome you to Oxford and Double Decker. We are not where we thought we were going to be today.
In real time, we really weren't, because nobody told me that Visit Oxford had moved until yesterday afternoon when Borky just said it on air, and I was like, they're where now?
I didn't know until yesterday either.
Yeah. So they didn't tell us.
They should put us on the stage, the music stage. We draw a big crowd. I mean, forget Wilco tomorrow.
We would
come
draw
out here to
something.
see Hey Dad.
Yeah.
We are in the new Visit Oxford location, which is in the lower floor. I guess you would call it the basement. It used to be the basement of City Hall. City Hall just spent about a year undergoing a massive renovation for the entire building, and Visit Oxford, which was on Jackson Avenue, kind of diagonally across from Funky's, is now back into the City Hall building, and they've got a great welcome center on the bottom floor, and some lovely ladies that are working at the desk that would love to say hi and welcome to Oxford and help you with any questions that you've got, right? Or y'all just don't want to be bothered at all? I'm kidding. Don't get
I'm in trouble.
She was like, wait,
gracious.
what? Oh, they would love to welcome you with any questions that you've got. And this is the new home, and it's really cool. It's
Looks great.
the pocket park that exists between City Hall and Nelson's. So the space, as Borky referred to it, you mean where that big ball got? Yes, where that big ball incident happened.
You saw that ball up there, right, Hey Dad?
What ball?
The decorative
It's a sculpture.
I didn't see it.
So
no.
next time you go out, look to the right. There's a big decorative.
Don't
ball
knock it
out
off
there.
the pedestal.
I won't. No.
Somebody was, I guess, a little overserved and knocked the ball off the platform.
Oh.
And it was a costly move.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah, big mistake there.
It was costly in terms of replacement, and it was costly for that poor decision.
I'm sure it was, yes.
But that's where we're located, and if you want to come by and say hello, we'd love to see you. The plan was to be outside, kind of right on the sidewalk, just next to the sidewalk on the edge of the square, and Mother Nature, despite the fact that the chance of rain at Double Decker is never, had slightly other plans.
That happens, though, and that's why we have Houston here, make sure that we've always got a backup plan and a backup plan to our backup plan.
He does all the things, and even when you guys travel, and occasionally I join you, it's still in the Pearl River Resort Studios, right?
It is 100% of the time in the Pearl River Resort Studios. Pearl River Resort, the chance of rain at Dancing Rabbit is also never.
Never.
If you've got 18 holes booked, you're going to play 18 holes.
Hey, State got it out.
You just need to shut your mouth over there.
1-0 LSU, runners on first and third with one out.
I'm trying to do an ad read here, gentlemen. I mean, can we let our clients that pay us money
Well, but here's the thing.
their
At
due?
the Pearl River Resort, you can be watching this game right now.
I wouldn't if I were you. C-Spire text line is open to you, 601-879.
Can also be in on the action.
You could be. 4395. I'm going to pull it up here.
You might want to start that from the beginning. Give the number again from the beginning.
601-879-4395. With C-Spire, it's easier than ever to get all the devices you want in one move with the Ultimate Connect bundle. Right now, new and current customers can get a free phone, watch, and tablet, plus 100 gigs of data for just $90. That includes the new iPhone 17 and the Samsung Galaxy S26. No, that's later.
Free
for free. And a free smart watch and a free tablet to go with it. Don't wait. There's more to see. There's more that's free. Visit cspire.com or stop by your local C-Spire store today. C-Spire, inspired by you.
Hey, Borky wanted to get James like a phone, a tablet.
This would be the time.
This would be the time.
$90.
And connect and protect and the whole deal. They'd cover it all.
Take care of it.
Gonna do the watch will be the first device that he gets, the tracking watch and stuff that can
No,
keep an eye on him. Yeah, I understand.
Somebody on the text line says you caught flack this morning regarding the color powder blue.
I did.
You did?
What flack did you catch?
I caught flack for purple, so it's only fair.
I threw out. I don't work on Fridays very often.
No.
And so there were.
You're wondering.
There were a couple of topics that were just a little softer on a Friday morning at 6 a.m. And I threw out the idea that I had not seen any merchandise that was decent looking celebrating our country's 250th birthday. Like the America 250.
Yeah, there's not much.
It's not a great logo in the first place. And so I just opined out loud about the idea that perhaps we should reach out to our friends at Gentile and do an America 250 small chest logo on a solid colored golf shirt with the SuperTalk logo on the sleeve. It's us celebrating America 250.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, you could do it on a navy blue shirt, a white shirt, you could do a red shirt, you could do a powder blue. And people went nuts. Like, I would never wear powder blue.
Like, you don't have to.
I was like, I get that from Haydad from time to time. It's the color of the sky.
You knew it wasn't me, right? Oh, God.
There is a men's clothing company that does not give us any money, so I won't say what their name is, that sells Mississippi State gear in powder blue.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Every school in the SEC, they have a powder blue, and they slap the logo on it.
Auburn went with a powder blue alternate baseball jersey earlier this year, and within the second they stepped onto the diamond wearing that jersey, it was the best-looking jersey in their entire repertoire. It was fantastic.
It really did look good.
Where has this LSU offense been?
They're waiting to come to Starkville.
They've been a good offensive baseball team. Problem is,
Jake Brown out for the year.
Yeah.
Leading home run hitter.
I will say, so I was asked about this on the podcast the other night, if I would make any uniform changes to Ole Miss. Specifically, would you get rid of the powder blue jerseys because Kiffin is gone? And I said no, I would dial it back, though.
Yeah, you don't have to wear them every week.
Because the color is ingrained in the school's history. It's not a Kiffin thing. Kiffin didn't start powder blue.
Can they just wear red jerseys with silver gray pants and the powder blue helmet when they play LSU this
Stuff
year?
like
That's
that.
all you want.
Yeah, dial it back some, but keep it in your rotation.
I don't really care what you wear at any other point during the season, but wear that uniform in that game.
Let's talk about the draft when we come back. Some interesting stuff happened last night. Jackson Dart got some help. Dak got some defense. The Saints, not a super popular selection. Let's go through the draft when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, LSU up 2-0 now over Mississippi State in the first. We'll be back.
From the Venable Glass.
Here we go. Sports Talk Mississippi. Here's more. Super Talk Mississippi.
Hey, I know that the FCC doesn't really allow or condone the consumption of adult beverages while on the air. Can we make an exception for Brian Haydad? You need something to take the... You are a miserable fan. It is the top of the first inning. It's 3-0.
I have watched Mississippi State and LSU play baseball my whole life. I know how this goes.
Dude, I just watched them go up 2-0 in the top of the first inning of game one a mile from here 2 weeks ago.
It's different when LSU is in Starkville. This is their second home. They have.
So you're saying they're just kind of your daddy?
I mean,
why are you even playing the game then? If you know how it's going to turn out.
I don't have any options.
Well, why are you watching?
They didn't ask me. Well, because that's my job.
No, it's not.
I got to know how it went.
Yeah, you can go back and read the story.
Nah,
I don't think you should.
Who reads story? Wait, you got the Clarion Ledger showing up at my doorstep in the morning?
You can read through the play-by-play and get that.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
I don't think that you should subject yourself.
This is my life.
No.
This is what I chose to be.
I am your friend.
Yeah.
I like you.
I took my blood pressure meds. I'll be okay.
You're going to need something other than that.
We'll go down the street, get him a beer.
No, I'm fine. I'm telling you,
I don't know that that's strong enough there.
This is how I watch sports.
You didn't act like this when we sat next to each other and Ole Miss and Mississippi State were playing each other.
When I was sitting next to the Ole Miss coaches' wives, I wasn't going to be a complete jerk about things.
Well, why are you being a complete jerk about it now?
Inside, though, I was like, this is absolutely miserable up until the moment that it wasn't. That's how I watch sports. That's how I consume the product.
You ever see me exit a stadium faster than...
You got out pretty quick that day.
I think I I
was like, "Where's Richard?" I guess I'll find him at the bus.
Oh man. Sports Talk Mississippi. So last night the draft. Did you guys watch it? And did you notice two things happened before we get into the picks? The 8 minutes for the first round was a great change. Mm-hmm. ESPN was not ready for it.
Yeah,
ESPN was not ready for it. They have too
didn't
much.
The Saints pick get Jokic'd? Like it was happened while they were at commercial,
and that happened a few times too. And they were 10 to 15 minutes behind a couple of picks as well. Like the pick had already been made and everything, but because they were happening so much faster. And they have such a routine in the draft where player gets picked and then, they show him in the green room and they make the long walk and put the hat on and give Goodell a hug. And then he gets interviewed by Laura Rutledge and all that stuff. They didn't have enough time to do all that this year, and ESPN kind of fell behind. But Great call from the NFL, though. It moved with much better pace.
Track power.
And I enjoyed watching it last night. The speed in which the draft occurred was much better. Like, kudos to the NFL.
It was noticeably
better last night.
Yeah, agreed.
I kind of kept up with it, but not really. I had an issue at our house last night. We got home, and Obi was supposed to be having a bunch of teammates over, and they were eating in our backyard. And I got home a little bit before they did, and there was a lake in my side yard.
Oh, no.
That's no good.
And it was clear that there was something that was broken somewhere, and I didn't know where.
So it was broken, or somebody left a hose on?
Oh, no. It was a water line that had blown out under the ground. I just didn't know if it was like water line or irrigation line or what, and it was. So I didn't keep up with the draft as much as I would have otherwise. And when I finally came in, honestly, I flipped on Tennessee-Alabama baseball for a little while instead of locking in on the draft.
Yeah. Smokey took a foul ball to the head last night.
Did he?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I know you guys are locked in on the NFL, and obviously we're all locked in on college football, but if I just handed you the page that had the top 30, or 30 or 32? 32 last night. And I was like, hey, tell me about these guys. Could you just go through and talk about all 32 of those guys?
Not so much the linemen and a few of the guys, but the bigger names. I would know more than half.
I mean, I can give you something on Mendoza, and I can give you something on the edge rusher out of Texas Tech that went second and was just a dude on the field. Mm-hmm. Apparently didn't spend a lot of time in the classroom, but on the field, just a dude. Mm-hmm. And there's some SEC guys, the corner from LSU that, he's a really good player.
Yeah. And he was a transfer from Virginia Tech, so only got 1 year out of him in the SEC, and it was
that's part of the thing there, right? You just don't see these guys for, you think back, like, I'm trying to think like the 2014 draft and some of the names, but like, when Alabama had like Jonathan Allen, okay, I'll just give him as an example. You saw him play at Alabama and dominate for 3 years, right? And so you had a familiarity with him. When Patrick Peterson was at LSU, I saw that guy covering receivers for 3-4 years there. When even here at State and Ole Miss, when Eli Manning was at Ole Miss, you're like, well, he was the starter for 3 seasons, and you knew who he was, and you'd seen him play and everything. It's just different now in that. These guys just come. Yeah, they just come.
Lane.
My gut's much smaller than his, apparently, according to that picture that went around this morning. I know it's fake, but anyway, like you just don't have that same familiarity with these guys because you've only seen them play in that uniform 12 games at most, or maybe 13 games.
The SEC, we'll talk about this for the College Football Fix, kind of like a diagnosis of why this happened, but the SEC did not have the most first-round picks last night.
It's funny you say that, because I was going to ask, did you happen to notice a tweet that was absent this morning?
Mm-hmm. The SEC, it just means more. Look at how many draft picks we had last night.
I was thinking about Peter Burns specifically. I was going to throw him under the bus because he's the one that kind of like leads the way. It's like, and I was like, oh, wait, that's 10 from the Big Ten. I think it was 7 from the SEC, but you had 6 from the ACC and 6 from the Big 12.
From the Big 12, yeah. It was a very different dynamic last night.
And 2 from Notre Dame.
And 2 from Notre Dame.
2 running backs.
Backup running back. Kewan Lacey, if he stays healthy, knock on wood, Ole Miss fans, he's a first-round pick next year.
Wait, go back to this one. What did Marty say?
That's my cousin. Having Richard troll Brian over his shoulder is making this show even more entertaining. I'll make Richard an honorary LSU fan for the day.
Wait, is Marty part of the LSU family contingent?
Yes.
Okay.
Helped out there in Portland, Oregon.
Marty listens in the morning, so, man, that is Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon, yes.
I mean, you've noticed this. When people leave Mississippi, they still come back and listen to us.
But what time does Marty get up in Oregon?
If I had to guess, knowing him, probably 4-ish.
Well, that would be about the time
you're on, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Marty.
Yeah. Marty rules.
He's a great guy. The smartest human being I've ever met in my entire life.
Really?
Absolute. Never. I don't think he ever made lower than an A in any class in the history of his academic
say that,
career.
but he chose to be an LSU fan, hey, Dad, and that's like, I don't know.
Well, he chose the university that offered him the most scholarship money. So that was a smart decision.
Marty is the smartest human being you have ever met. Who is the smartest human being you've ever met?
Ooh.
Oh, it's her. She just said it was her. Good to know.
You actually got to interview him once. His name's Anthony Stevens. He played football at West Point. I graduated high school with him. Absolutely brilliant. He's I forget what his title is, but he's over a helicopter unit in the Army.
Yeah.
But he was just all-American dude, never made a B, that type guy. So, yeah, it would be him.
Yeah. But you?
Sorry, that draft talk. Carry on.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm not sure I've got the answer to that.
We have 2.5 more hours, so it's no
fine,
big
yeah.
deal. Mendoza goes number 1, and everybody knew that was going to happen, so much so that people noticed when they did, like, you go to a sports bar and they've got TVs with the different channels. There was ESPN's coverage of the draft and the NFL networks on top of each other. They had 2 different I got the phone call, I got picked celebrations. They were different. So Mendoza pre-recorded his phone call. Thanks, Coach. I can't wait. Give my family a hug. They pre-recorded that. That's how much they knew he was going number 1 overall. I like him so much.
Is that a red flag? They're like, hey, let's pre-record this. Like, why would you pre-record it? Just
my gut is that
what are you afraid of? Especially with that guy, it's not like anybody in his family is going to stand up and rip their clothes off or something. That guy is as white bread as it gets.
My gut feeling is one of the 2 networks didn't catch it.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, can you please do another one for us?
Yeah.
Would be my guess. But I like him a lot. The comparisons are bad because I'm not
Isn't
saying
it the same company now?
Kinda.
Yeah, sort of.
But the NFL Network and ESPN aired 2 different, I got the call, give my family a hug. It's really funny. But the thing that makes him great, State, was that 2-run shot?
Yeah, 2-run home run.
So LSU up 3-2 now.
Beavis, man, that guy cannot stop hitting the baseball.
Yeah, and he hit that with the straightaway center.
It's kind of funny that, in baseball, you get you wait for your opportunity. You wait. He's not playing, and he's not sulking though. He's ready. When his time came last Saturday when they put him in the lineup, 3 hits Sunday, 3-run home run, and then he had 3 hits on Tuesday, and now 2-run home run gets Mississippi State back into the game. So 3-2 Bulldogs, and still the bottom of the first here.
And he deserves all the credit in the world for hitting that ball 405 feet to straightaway center field. If Gavin Guidry were looking for advice, I would probably advise him not to throw a middle
–
fastball.
Probably not. Yeah.
In the low to mid 90s to a guy that's as hot as said Beavis is.
Yeah. Whew. All right.
Hey, that's taking a breath over there now.
I feel a little better. Still losing.
I mean, as much fun as that was to watch in the top of the first, I don't want to see him die while we sit here. So
they call that a strike? Wow.
Congrats.
We'll be right back in the Pearl River Resort Studio on the road in Oxford. Double-decker this weekend. Weather's going to stay away. You should come hang out. We'll be back in just a bit.
Never.
From the Seabrook, here comes more Sports Talk Mississippi.
You ready, guys?
On Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Quick score check. Hey, Dad.
Still 3-2, top of the second now. 2 down for Valinkas, who's been much better thus far in this inning. Trying to get out. He's only thrown 5 pitches, and he's already got 2 outs, so maybe he can kind of split the difference from that first bad inning.
He really wasn't bad. The opponent, I mean, they get scholarships too.
They do, but when you throw 30 pitches in the first inning, you give up 3 runs, you don't get a lot of credit.
No, you do not. So draft last night, Mendoza goes number 1. No surprise. I have a take that I've workshopped. I think I thought about it in the car.
I just like the picture you sitting at your desk.
All
right, here's the take. Like you got a notebook, you got a chart.
Mendoza has everything that you need to be a multi-Super Bowl winning quarterback. And he never will realize that potential because of where he got selected. I think that the physical tools aren't there from an elite perspective, but what made Drew Brees, Tom Brady, those guys great? It was mental. Drew Brees is not the most athletic guy. He was super accurate, but it was just everything was on time, really smart, well prepared. Tom Brady, what was a lunatic in preparation and protecting his body and those kind of things. I think Mendoza has all those qualities. His teammates love him. He's very smart, all that stuff. He's just at an organization that I don't think will ever allow a quarterback like him to actually become great, because the pieces around him are just going to be so. And Kubiak might be the straw that stirs the drink, and maybe they figure it out.
Perhaps.
But I just think that is an organization that's never going to let him realize that potential as a quarterback. There's not enough around him to make it work.
I mean, I go a step further. I don't think he's that great. I think he was put into a fantastic system. He had great coaching around him. He's certainly talented, but I don't look at. I never looked at him this season at any point when he won the Heisman. I was like, this is the most boring Heisman Trophy winner in maybe college football history. And now he's the number one pick in the draft, and I'm just like, I mean, are you telling me this guy is the same talent level as the other number one quarterbacks we've seen in the past? I don't buy that.
Is he the same talent level as Tyler Shuck?
I don't know.
I think he might be.
Well, maybe. But Shuck went in the second round.
Right. So
this guy's the first pick in the draft.
Do we have a big enough sample size of him in college?
He was really good at Cal before he got hurt.
He was good.
Remember, he beat Hugh Freeze in Auburn with Cal.
Yeah.
You're talking about the year they went 3-5 or the year they went 6-5?
He got hurt. Look at his numbers at Cal. He was good.
I mean,
he was good.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
Like for 3,000 yards in 11 games.
This is what we're talking about, though. Like he was good. This is the first pick in the draft. He should be better than good.
Yes. And so the draft selection may change it, but look at Josh Allen's college stats. And Mendoza's not Allen, but
you're right.
No,
elite college stats does not necessarily make elite.
You're not wrong.
Pro
again.
Quarterback.
There was just never a time watching Mendoza where I was just like, man, this guy.
Yeah, this guy's
going to be a surefire great pro.
People are calling the Jets winners of the draft. Their first of 3 picks last night, because they traded back into the first, was David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech. Great player. It's the Jets. Goodness gracious. Mm-hmm. I mean, good on them. They had a good draft last night, but moving on. Jeremiah Love goes third to the Cardinals. I was very excited when I saw that pick because that basically ended the Saints being reckless and moving up to take somebody.
Yeah.
Once Arizona decided to stay put, it was like, okay, the Saints are going to pick at 8. They're not going to get rid of future assets.
Yeah, they're good.
They're fine.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Anytime your quarterbacks are Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew, you absolutely have to take a running back in the first round.
Yeah.
That poor guy's going to get killed.
Fourth overall, the first of many Ohio State Buckeyes, but a surprise that it was Carnell Tate, the receiver, going to the Titans. Weird night for receivers last night. Just kind of everybody out of order and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But super talented, was not the wide receiver 1 on his college team.
Yeah. But
when
it's
he goes
the fourth pick
overall.
in the draft. Well, I mean, and Smith will likely be the first pick in the draft next year. It just depends, I guess, on who's there. But really good football player.
Is that a hot take?
That Smith would be the first pick? No, I don't think
He
so.
certainly can be. He can be, depending on who's...
So it's not a quarterback league anymore?
It is a quarterback league.
Because there are going to be some options.
It just depends on who's picking. But if Smith is the first pick, nobody's going to scratch their head at it.
I mean, if the Raiders are number 1 overall again...
Yeah, they'll go Smith.
Stake bet?
Sure.
No, he will not be the first pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to rely on you to remember that.
I always do. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my job.
Because I won't.
Yeah.
But they do get a weapon for their young quarterback. Speaking of Ohio State, number 5 overall, Arvell Reese goes to the Giants.
I mean, this is a guy who was predicted second just a couple of days ago. So good job by the Giants, man. The Giants, to me, were the real winners. They didn't panic. They made both their picks, and I think they got 2 good players. They addressed their 2 biggest needs. They had to get somebody to get after the quarterback, and they got somebody to protect Jackson Dart.
Yeah, best available and then offensive line there. We'll get to that in a second. The Chiefs traded up to number 6 to get LSU's Mansour Delane or Delaney, whatever, the defensive back that is exceptional for Virginia Tech /
I wonder why. I wonder what the thought was there. Like, did they not think he'd be there at 9? I don't think the Saints were going to take him at 8. I don't know that the Commanders would have taken Styles. So or I don't know. I don't know who they thought.
Interesting decision there.
Who they thought who was
maybe it was New Orleans. They were afraid of the Saints going.
I don't think
him.
Well, the Saints never take new LSU players in the first round. It never happens.
The thing that we've heard over and over, and I guess it depends on how much of a poker player you are and how much there is a group of players, or there are two players, you're like, we're going to end up with one of these two and we're okay with it either one. Like if you don't have, but if you go, that is our guy, then once you lock in on that is our guy, if there is a way to go get him, you go get him.
Yeah.
Whether it's a quarterback or a running back or in this case a corner.
Yeah.
They didn't have to give up too much to get him either, and it's not like it's a team that's particularly needy.
That's the other thing too, and I was talking about that with I made this, and you're old enough to remember. You remember the Spurs, the San Antonio Spurs. They had David Robinson. He got hurt one year, and they were really bad, and they won the lottery, and it was Tim Duncan. And then Robinson came back the next year, and I believe they won the title the next season.
Yes, it was a pretty good 1-2 punch in the
exactly. This is kind of what the Chiefs are. I feel like they had a down year. They had some injuries.
Yeah,
that's still the core of that team is there, and now they got the number 6 pick in the draft. I could see them huge bounce back next year.
Number 7, Sonny Styles, the combine hero out of again Ohio State, going to the Commanders.
We're going to get trademarked. We're going to get hit by a lawsuit.
Man, with all these first round draft picks, they must have a really, really great feeling after winning the national title last year.
People keep saying that though, but they
did win it 2 years ago.
All these guys won the national championship.
They did win a national title.
And would have probably, I mean, maybe not beaten Indiana, but they gave up that pick 6 in the Miami game.
Yeah.
Without that, I mean, gosh, they've got to be kicking themselves for that one because they were better than Miami.
Yes.
Doesn't matter because
they're more talented than Miami.
And then number 8, Jordan Tyson, the receiver from Arizona State, the unfortunately oft-injured receiver from Arizona State.
I just don't. I'm telling you, the reason I'm down on him is the same reason I'm down on Sam Leavitt. Like, Arizona State couldn't throw the ball on Mississippi State, the worst pass defense in the country the past 2 years.
You can't blame him for his quarterback vomiting all over himself for 4 quarters.
And he had to go up against a guy who may be a top 10 pick next year if everything goes according to plan. But goodness gracious, when I saw that pick, I was like, I was locked in on Caleb Downs. I really wanted him to be a Saint. I think we're going to look back in a decade, and that guy's going to be a multiple-time Pro Bowler. That being said, if this works out, you're going to have a guy that can pair with Olave, and I mean, you've got some real game-breaking talent out there on the perimeter. So
Jordan Tyson, random fact of the day, I think they are the only pair of brothers to have one of them drafted in the first round of the NFL draft and the other one drafted in the first round of the NBA draft.
Yeah. Talented family.
Plays for the Cavs. I'm with you. I mean, it's like they needed receiver help.
I feels like at their second-round pick, there would have been a good receiver ready to go.
Yes, and that's what I keep going back to is let's just use the local example, DeJon Stribling, who very well could go tonight. Most people, I mean, he's starting to move up a little bit, considering Concepcion went last night as well, but how much better is Tyson than Stribling as opposed to Downs versus whatever safety you get in the second or third round?
Right.
I think there's a bigger drop-off in what will be available at safety than there is at wide receiver. Shuck needed help. I mean, you've got Olave and then Uber drivers in your receiver room right now, so you needed it, but I don't know if you needed it there when Downs is available, especially because he's got a bit of an injury history.
I agree.
Did you hear Kuiper's take on that last night?
No, I was watching it. I always watch NFL.
That he has hamstring injuries because he works too hard.
Well,
so
he's going to work less hard now?
Should drink more Gatorade, too. I love the Cowboys at 11 with Caleb Downs. I mean, I know that's kind of the point that you're making. I think Jerry Jones is the winner of the draft last night.
Except for the fact he almost fell and ate it when Bill Clinton walked in the room.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Birds of a feather with those two.
You get Caleb Downs at 11. To me,
you won.
It's the best night since Micah Parsons to the Cowboys in the first round, however many years ago that was.
How'd that turn out?
Pretty darn good, I'd say.
Yeah.
For the Packers.
What do they want?
Exciting news.
Brace yourself.
More Sports Talk Mississippi. Now.
Oxford, SportsTalk, Mississippi. We are live here at Visit Oxford as they get prepared for the Double Decker Arts Festival. And we're joined now by Leanne Stubbs. Give me the whole title. Give it to me.
Well, I think I got a new title this year.
Oh! New titles are exciting. Go.
I know, a new title at Visit Oxford. I'm the Double Decker Coordinator and Special Events Coordinator.
So, okay. That's good news.
I know.
Did you notice what she did when she sat down, by the way?
What?
Pointed right at the...
Yeah.
The first thing, she sits down, look at the baseball score right now,
Yeah,
4-2.
It's not exciting.
I got to ask, because I think me and that person, we're connected at the brain. Who is choosing the music lineups every year? Because they speak my language.
I love it. We love hearing that. So we work with Scott Carradine out of that owns Proud Larry's Presents, and he helps us book our talent every year. So it really kind of depends on routing and all these things. I actually saw Shane Smith and the Saints this past summer in Montana, and we really enjoyed them. And then the War and Treaty for tonight as well, they were actually on our lineup 2020.
Okay.
And so we didn't get to have them. We hadn't been able to get them back until now. And then also, they did the national anthem for the Fiesta Bowl this year for the Ole Miss game, one of the playoff games.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's. It's funny how there's some serendipity there.
I know.
Basically.
Yeah.
So every year with this festival, it gets bigger, it gets better. And, that's one of those things that people like Michael and I, this festival gets bigger and better. But it literally does get bigger and better each year.
Well, we try to, each year it grows. We try to get, newer and better music and art vendors and all the things. And this will be my 11th year playing in the festival.
Wow.
So
it's changed a lot.
It's definitely
since you
changed
started.
a lot since I started, and definitely since I guess I interned when I was in college here too. So.
Wow.
So what would you say is the biggest change since that first one that you worked?
The biggest, or the first one, our budget has changed. It's definitely grown.
I think that's everybody in this country right now.
It's definitely grown.
Everything
our
costs
budget
more.
has grown, and everything costs more. So, with it being a free festival, it's hard to, sometimes get the biggest and the newest talent, but we always try to get new people that are out there that, fit in our budget and fit with the, the Americana and the country and the music that we're looking for.
And of course,
the best part is it being free as well. I mean, I've seen Wilco in the past, and it cost me a lot to go see them. It's not like it's just a band that goes around. It is somebody that is worth going to see, and all you got to do is just get here and walk up to the stage, and there they are. I love that part about this festival the most.
Exactly. And, Wilco's been seen in Oxford several times. It's been a while since they've been here, and Wilco is probably one of the bigger names that we've had on the Double Decker stage in several years. They've got a great following. We're excited to welcome them back. And we just love that it's free. People have asked, have y'all tried to make it ticketed? Do you want to make it ticketed? Honestly, we love that everybody can come and enjoy it. It's free. We don't really have the access to be able to ticket it because there's so many entry and exit points. So, but yeah.
Good. And so one important thing about Double Decker, because we have a statewide audience and not everybody is an Ole Miss fan. Double Decker's not an Ole Miss festival.
Nope, not an Ole Miss festival. It is presented by Ole Miss Athletics, but it is open to anyone and everyone. We've got people from all over that come.
And it's not just about the music at Double Decker either. This is a full weekend of events. You have is it a 5K? You have all the arts. You have all the vendors downtown. It's so much more than just the acts are what draw you in. But once you get here, there's a lot more to it.
Oh yeah, there's so much more to it. We start off the day. We start with music tonight at 6. And then tomorrow morning we'll have the 5K and 10K, and also the fun run. So that starts at 7:30 in the morning, and then you'll fill the square with over 180 art vendors, about 25 food vendors, and then music throughout the day. And each year the art vendors that apply, they just get better and better. And a lot of people don't realize that just because you apply to be at Double Decker doesn't mean you're going to get in. We have over 300 vendors that apply each year, and we only have room for about 145 of those. So we do have to tell people no, that we don't have room. It's a juried process, so people apply, and our jury changes each year. So we encourage people to keep trying and keep applying, because it does change, but it's just shows how popular the festival's gotten.
Were you able to get Richard signed up for the 5K again this year? Is he running?
You running, Richard? Not tomorrow.
Oh, that's a shame.
We have got lacrosse tournaments. I know my kids normally run too. They've got baseball, so they're not going to be able to run this year, but normally they do. I know Pam with the Chamber, she'll be on next, and I think they've got more runners than they ever have before. So
again, bigger and better each and every season.
Those are brave people. After a Friday night on the square to wake up as the sun's rising to go on a long run.
Brave is a great word to use to describe them.
Mm-hmm. Especially with the hills and Oxford.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree with you 100%.
Even though the event's just started, congratulations on putting on just another awesome event. And again, it's not just an Ole Miss festival. If you want to go see great music and the art vendors and food and just enjoy a weekend in a great town, come on.
Yep, come visit. And as of right now, the weather, everything's still on schedule as planned. So
we were told the chance of rain is never, so it should be okay.
We don't like to talk about it.
Should be okay. Leanne, we always appreciate you guys having us here, and we love doing this remote each and every year. And congrats again on a huge festival. Huge
thanks
success.
for having me.
All right, we'll be back in a minute talking some more sports and keeping up with my misery as Mississippi State and LSU continue to battle at Diddy Noble Field.
Your Sports Talk Mississippi now.
There's a comedian once who said Robert Plant made himself famous by making the same sound that you make when you slam your hand on the car door. Ace Reese.
Man.
Just sent one out. Now 4-3 LSU game. We're going back and forth here. So.
What's this?
They're just happy.
I know, but
I don't think it has any real meaning. It's in time with the home run song.
What is the home run?
It's the same thing. It's the same song at Ole Miss. It's like. That's
not the same. Ole Miss's is "You Dropped a Bomb on Me."
They had it the other day when I was there. They were playing it. Yeah, I don't think they do. You dropped a bomb. I could be wrong.
They used to.
Well, they did used to. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. You can't have the same home run song. So Ole Miss is saying somebody's got to change.
Well, it's gonna be y'all. There you go. Thus endeth the debate.
We will get back to draft talk here in a second, but hey, Dad, we got to tell the people what's coming up.
We do. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi? First off, I'm not saying it's going to rain here at Double Decker, but it is going to rain in the state of Mississippi this week, which means if you haven't mowed the grass today, this weekend, and I looked at this. The forecast in North Mississippi is a wet one all next week. The grass is going to win the battle this week. We will not let it win the war, and we will be out there as soon as we can, and Ag Up is going to put you to work with a brand new John Deere 3025E with loader for only $365 a month during their spring tractor blowout, which I would like to point out yet again that Michael Borky gave them that name. They were going to call it something else, and he was like, no, guys, listen up. Spring tractor blowout. What do you think? Genius. Right now, they've got plenty of great tractors for you to choose from. Great John Deere tractors, but they're not going to last, and neither are the prices.
They will not last.
15 locations throughout the state of Mississippi. There's an Ag Up near you. Go visit them or check them out online at agup.com for all the details. We've got Mississippi State baseball going on. We've got
more
NFL draft talk Mississippi, and I'll probably I don't know. I'll do something funny.
And I also
got
have
my flavored water right here, so I'm good. And
I'm going to make Hey Dad feel old, and a lot of
you gonna do it right now. You want to go and get it over with?
Let's a couple messages. We left off on the Saints pick.
Yeah.
Tyson from Arizona State, the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Somebody says, I kind of wish the Saints would have gone defense, Bain or Downs. What do you think, Borky? And hey, Dad, Sean Payton makes me think receivers and running backs are easier to find. And then we got another one as well. Best case is Tyson replaces Shaheed. Saints would have been better off just drafting another offensive lineman or taking a shot on Bain. That's Tyler Shuck needed weapons. I'm just not sold on this. The rest of the draft is going to have to be better than what last night provided, I think.
For the Saints?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got to get some more players. They need, I feel like for a team that finished last in its division, but finishing last in the NFC South, they were, 2 games out? I mean, they're not an awful team.
Yeah, they were close.
So they're close, and yet they're not. Like, they could be close to being the best team in the South, but are they close to being the best team in the NFC? No. So they've got some holes to fill, and yeah, that's what tonight needs to be about. Shoring up that defense a little bit, finding another person to protect Tyler Shuck, and trying to figure it out from there.
Needs moving forward, I think, are safety, linebacker, edge, guard. I don't know in what order, but those are the 4 positions that they need to draft in this draft, and they need to hit on them as well. Number 9, Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle from Utah, went to the Browns. Number 10, we made reference to him earlier. Jackson Dart gets a protector. Francis Mauigoa from Miami goes number 10 to the Giants. They traded to get that pick. Jackson Dart needed offensive line help badly.
In a bad way.
And he got it.
Yeah, that their offensive line last year was a massive, massive issue for them. So they went out and got one of the better tackles in this draft. And if you're Jackson Dart, you got to be pleased, right? You got your blindside guy there, and that's what. Now that the Giants just have to figure out a way, Harbaugh has to figure out a way. Like, all right, now we're going to protect you. Help protect yourself. Quit diving into the pile.
Yeah.
Quit taking off and lowering your shoulder. Learn to slide, Jackson.
Yeah, hopefully John Harbaugh can get that. But again, the Giants, they got best available, and they got offensive line help as well. Not a bad first round there. Caleb Downs goes to the Cowboys. As Rob Paul told us last week, he thought that the Cowboys didn't really need weapons for Dak necessarily, that they needed to shore up their defense.
They were so bad defensively last year. They had to get better there.
And they do with Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State.
Yeah.
The Cowboys also picked later as well.
Again, I want to say I think Caleb Downs is probably the safest pick in the draft. He is the guy that,
especially at 11.
If you said stake your life on a guy who will make multiple Pro Bowls, it's him. And at 11, that's a ridiculous spot.
Caden Proctor, the offensive tackle from Alabama, goes number 12 to Miami.
Saban had some comments on him.
Yeah, there was some interesting stuff about him.
Not really a self-starter. Like, that's...
Don't love that.
No.
Don't love that at all. And then the surprise of the night, number 13, the Rams. They traded to get this pick. Ty Simpson, the quarterback from Alabama. Dan Orlovsky kind of forgiven for the whatever you want to call it.
He overreacted, by the way.
He did overreact.
Guy, you had to take... You haven't been proven right yet. He just got picked. A lot of guys get picked. You know, what if you're taking I think Jamarcus Russell will be great, and then he went first. You shouldn't see. There's nothing to celebrate there. The guy wasn't any good. So we'll see how that all pans out.
Sean McVay clearly in the press conference and all that not pleased with his GM select. I mean, it was obvious. Every video, everything tells you that Sean McVay did not want this to be their selection. Maybe everybody is misreading that, but if I was a Rams fan and I watched all of the videos and the phone call and all that stuff, I would think my coach just hated my pick.
Did you see the tweet from the SEC? They tweeted like 4 Alabama first-round quarterbacks, and it's Simpson with Bryce Young, Mac Jones, and Tua. And I just quote tweeted as like, this is not exactly a ringing endorsement.
Not at all.
Like, not one of those guys is a good pro quarterback.
Now, Sean McVay and Matt Stafford kind of invite this on themselves when every year it gets floated that they might retire. But on the flip side, though, the Rams are in a Super Bowl window. They have a team that is good enough to win a Super Bowl, and that's why this pick doesn't make any sense to me, because right now, again, if I were a Rams fan, I would look at this and say, no, go get me the best player that can help us win a Super Bowl right now, as opposed to building for the future. And instead, they went future. they have a team that's good enough to win a Super Bowl, and they didn't draft for that. I would be frustrated with that selection at number 13, considering where my team is. And then, the possibility that Stafford retires. And
you and I talked about this before we went on the air, and as Saints fans, the Saints never, ever took Breeze retiring seriously and never just drafted a first-round quarterback. They wanted to. They wanted to get Mahomes, so I'll give Peyton credit for that. They wanted Mahomes, and they were going to get him, and then the Chiefs got ahead in front of them. But they never did it. And then when he retired, you're like, oh, dang. We don't have anybody that we like, so this is what that is. Now, I agree, the comments from McVay make it clear that maybe that's not what they wanted to do. They wanted to find a guy to help improve their chances of winning now, but that's why GMs do things differently than coaches sometimes.
All right, I tried to memorize this name at number 14.
Okay.
Is it Oliva Vega Ione?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
The guard from Penn State goes to Baltimore.
What his actual name is.
Ruben Bain fell a little to number 15 overall.
I can't believe he's in the
Tampa.
division. I did not want him in the division. I was hoping, I'm sure I feel like he's going to be good. I understand the concerns. I was hoping he would go to the AFC West. Like, let the Broncos have him. Let the Chargers have him, something.
The Jets, with their second pick of the night, they go the tight end from Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq, goes number 16.
Tight end. Okay, we'll see how that goes.
Number 17, Blake Miller, the tackle from Clemson, goes to Detroit.
Detroit needs to protect Goff. Goff is not the most fleet of foot. He took a lot of sacks last year. They have Penei Sewell. They try to put another bookend on there to help him out.
The defensive tackle from Florida, Caleb Banks, goes number 18 to
really good
the
player.
Vikings.
Really good player. Saw a lot of him, and he can be a difference maker, I think.
Yes. Monroe Feeling, the offensive tackle from Georgia, goes to the Carolina Panthers.
It's Monroe Feeling.
Freeling.
Oh, well, I wish it had been Feeling.
Freeling.
When I protect Bryce Young, Monroe Feeling.
You nailed it.
I think I did.
Is what you just...
I did.
601-879-4395, the C Spire text line. When we come back, we'll wrap up the Draft Talk Mississippi, give you a score update from Mississippi State, LSU. Things are happening in Starkville. Nothing happening baseball-wise in Oxford tonight. But we'll be back in just a bit. We are just off of the Oxford Square at Visit Oxford, celebrating double-decker this weekend. Stick with us.
Sports Talk Mississippi is brought to you by Covington County Hospital in Collins, where your health matters.
It's time to get real.
Real sports talk for Mississippi.
It's time for you to get real with it.
Sports Talk Mississippi continues on Super Talk Mississippi.
This Mississippi State baseball team is going to make me non-FCC compliant at some point. I'll just go ahead and tell you. Sports Talk Mississippi here in Oxford at Visit Oxford as we get ready for the Double Decker Arts Festival. Before we go any further, I want to let you guys know we just received some breaking news. We don't have all the stuff. I don't have my papers that I get at the desk. But the governor of the great state of Mississippi, Tate Reeves, has announced he's going to call a special session. And we don't have all of the details up on supertalk.fm yet, but they are working on that story as we speak. So if you go to supertalk.fm, you can find out everything you need to know about the governor and what he's going to be planning to do here with this special session. that he has announced. Thus concludeth the politics here on this show.
I've talked to a couple sources. And they
have you now? You talked to a couple sources, did you?
And they said that he is going to make leaving your shopping cart in the parking lot without putting it in one of the racks a mandatory 48-hour jail sentence. So
he would have my vote.
He would have my vote.
I would
as well
absolutely vote for him
on that. All right. So the second story of the night in the draft last night was Mekhi Lemon, the receiver from USC. The video is incredible. You guys have to seek it out so you can watch it. He is on the phone with the Steelers. The Steelers are informing him, hey, we're going to take you right here. We're so thankful that you're going to come here to Pittsburgh. Can't wait to get started, blah, blah, blah. Having that phone call. He's in the green room at the draft on the phone with the Steelers. Oh, thank you, Coach. Can't wait to play for you, blah, 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 blah. In runs his agent. His agent is going, stop. Here's Philly. They traded up. They're picking you now.
Yes.
Hang up the phone.
It was a real-life fantasy snake situation.
Yes.
Like, we've all been there in the fantasy draft where you've got it set up in the queue on your webpage, or if you're an old-school guy like me, and you've got it all basically written down in your on the piece of paper or whatever, you've got it scratched out. You're ready to make the pick, and then the guy in front of you says, I'll take him. And you have that moment of,
that's it.
No, that was the guy I was going to take. And that happened in real life in the NFL last night as the Steelers were snaked by their in-state rivals as well. That's the even better part of it. It was the Eagles that did this to them.
And the Eagles did this, obviously, at least I think it's obvious, in anticipation of sending A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots.
That is the way it is trending, yes.
They drafted his replacement. The Steelers went ahead at 21 and got the offensive tackle from Arizona State, Max Eichenanker.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll go with that. At 22, the Chargers picked Akeem Mesidor, the edge from Miami, who is 25 years old.
Well, he needs to get to earning then, because he's only got, about 7 years worth to do.
Yeah. The Cowboys traded back, or they had 2 picks, but I think they traded backwards on this one, right? It doesn't matter. 23.
Well, this is the one thing where they traded with the Eagles, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they picked Malachi Lawrence, the edge from UCF. Again, the Cowboys did not need weapons for Dak. They needed to keep the other team off the scoreboard.
Central Florida guy
to
at
help
Dallas.
him. 24, Cleveland. This one, I think, was a bit of a stretch. I don't know. Casey Concepcion from Texas A&M went in the first round. Not a lot of people had him going in the first round.
They did not.
To Cleveland at 24.
Well, anytime you can pair, an undersized wide receiver with Shedeur Sanders, you've got to do it.
You got to do it.
So
that's a guy that I was kind of hoping would be available in the second for the Saints, but now they don't need to pick a receiver in the second. At 25, Chicago went with Dylan, is it Thieneman, the safety from Oregon. At 26, the Texans picked Keelan Rutledge from Georgia Tech. He's a guard. The Dolphins at 27 had another pick. They went with San Diego State defensive back Chris Johnson. The Patriots picked Caleb Lomu, the tackle from Utah. The Chiefs had another first-round pick. They went with Clemson defensive tackle Peter Woods. How about the Jets? Again, the Jets probably the winners of the night last night. They got Omar Cooper, the receiver from Indiana. That dude is a
good football player. He's a good football player.
Did you see, by the way, what Indiana did? They had their spring game last night.
Oh, did they?
They had their spring game last night, and they had a bunch of recruits and stuff in town. Signetti decided to have the spring game and put the draft on the video board the entire time.
Nice.
So when Mendoza got picked, they stopped the spring game to be like, hey, look, Mendoza got picked. Mm-hmm. And then they kept having the spring game. And then, oh, look, Omar Cooper got picked during the spring game.
Very nice.
Pretty cool move. Keldrick Falk went 31 to Tennessee, the edge from Auburn. And then finally, another interesting selection, Seattle at 32 went Notre Dame running back Jadarian Price, the second Notre Dame running back taken in the first round.
Good player. And, they lost Kenneth Walker to free agency, so he's gone. They got to replace him somehow, and he that's as good a pick as you could probably find there. That's a guy who could have been Love if Love wasn't there.
Probably.
He's talented enough. So
probably. So that is your first round. One thing, I podcasted about this last night. For those of you that do not subscribe to the Rebel Report podcast, you should, wherever you get them. And if you're a State fan, and you don't subscribe to Thunder and Lightning already, you're in the minority. Subscribe to Thunder and Lightning as well. But I was talking about this last night. Ole Miss is a team last season that won 13 games, had a ball in the air to go to the national championship. Obviously they didn't, but they made the semifinal,
Right.
and they didn't have a first-round pick.
Yeah.
The first-round caliber players,
They're all back.
they're all back. Now, I think Prince Will could be, he's got the ceiling of a first-rounder.
Yeah.
His problem is physicality. He needs to be a lot tougher.
Right.
But, I mean, when you talk about Eccles and...
Well, he would have been back, though.
He would have been back, but Ole Miss didn't lose their first-round talent from last year's team.
Right.
I mean, Lacey, as you can see with the way this draft shook out, he certainly can be a first-round pick next year. I think Eccles will be, barring injury, knock on wood. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for next year's draft to have a ton of flavor, but that is why, even with the coaching change and things like that, there's so much to like about this Ole Miss team, and that's also why there's a lot of pressure on Pete Golding to win in year one, because you didn't have an Ohio State.
It's such a unique situation for Golding because there's a look. Ole Miss fans will certainly hope that he continues to recruit at a very high level, and he's going to have all the opportunities in the world to do so. But
there's no excuses to not win in year one.
There's a chance this is the most talented team he ever has. And he may have teams that win 10, 11 games, go back to the playoff, maybe. But just from a talent standpoint, may never have one this talented again.
And it's hard to find a quarterback situation like you've got. I mean, it just doesn't exist, really.
Right. Look, I think Deuce Knight is uber talented. He's going to be a good football player for Ole Miss when his time comes. But Chambliss has the things that Mendoza possesses. I think Chambliss has a lot of those, too, the intangible stuff. So... going to be, Golding has it's like I said, it's a very unique situation for him as a first-year head coach. Kind of been.
You're usually taking over a program.
I promise I'm not trying to jinx. I promise I'm not. No, it's kind of like with Joe Moorhead. Moorhead was handed a team that was set to be, only 4 teams back then, so they probably wouldn't have been a playoff team, but should have been a 10-win plus team.
They should have been a 12-team playoff team.
They would have absolutely been a 12-team playoff team. But he wasn't up to the challenge. We'll see if Golding is.
Mm-hmm. Well, without a doubt. So I was thinking about that some last night. And so
you're thinking about Joe Moorhead?
No.
Gosh.
Just the fact that Ole Miss's first-round talent is back, which is pretty unique. Now, Ohio State does such a great job of replenishing, but look at what Ohio State lost all to the first round. Even Alabama, my gosh.
Yeah.
What is next, though? So tonight, the second and third rounds, I do think you're going to see, if I had to bet over under 1.5 players from Mississippi taken today, I think I would take the over. I think you're going to see 2 guys come off.
Stribling and Stribling is going to come off.
I think today. Stribling and Thompson are going to come off.
Thompson, we'll see. It could be an early fourth, but we'll see. Could go. It just depends on how the other wide receivers go.
Xavier Harris could. I mean, you can't teach the size and the.
Xavier Harris. I was thinking of Xavier Thomas. I was like, that guy's not a Mississippi player anymore. What are we doing?
No, you can't teach his size and his physical abilities. So there's a chance that he goes.
He's 6'7" and 300+ pounds, and you can't teach that.
You can't teach it, and his lateral movement is really, really good. So there's just there's a chance. That's what I'm watching for tonight is those 3 guys in particular.
Yeah.
The possibility of them coming off the board.
Very, very, very possible. Very possible that Stribling for sure is coming off, I think.
I think so, too.
He's the guy who's moved up the draft boards the most. I could see him being mid to late second, the way that the draft boards have kind of gone with him. Thompson, we'll see. Clearly there's going to be some team that values. Oh, my God.
I mean, you saw it with Shaheed. I am
going to snap at some point here. I'm absolutely going to do it.
We'll give you a score update when we come back and all that from Starkville. But I can see now Shaheed's bigger, but what the Saints were able to get and what the Seahawks are able to get out of Shaheed, somebody's going to see that in Thompson.
Thompson could give you that. Yeah, no question. So. We'll see what happens. When we come back, like we said, we're live here at Visit Oxford as we are a part of the Double Decker Arts Festival. I may or may not have an aneurysm while we're at commercial break. We'll see what happens. When you come back, if I'm not here, I'm on my way to the hospital. SportsTalk Mississippi, live here in Oxford.
From the Seabrook.com. Your number one for sports talk.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Come on, don't be shy.
Sports Talk, Mississippi.
Bingo, man, bingo.
Super Talk, Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi, live just off the Oxford Square at Visit Oxford, celebrating double-decker this weekend. My friend, if you can stomach it, can you update the people of what has happened over the last 5 minutes in Starkville?
Yeah, just a complete meltdown defensively for Mississippi State. Only one of these plays has been ruled an error, but that should have been an inning-ending double play. It's now 7-3 LSU. The Tigers have the bases loaded with 2 outs. They chased Valinkas after 3 2/3 innings. That's not a good spot for Mississippi State. Maddox Miller just hit the first batter that he saw to load the bases. I'm sorry, that's the second batter he saw. The first one had a 2 RBI single. So 7-3 Tigers in the top of the 4th. And now a wild pitch.
So does that score?
I didn't score a run, thankfully, but
it does not.
I mean, this is just a carnival show right now for Mississippi State. They've been so bad defensively in this game, and remember we talked about how it felt like they body swapped with Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
So look at this game. State has 3 runs. They're all via home run, and they can't get anything done defensively. That was what Ole Miss was before that series. So
and State needs this one if they're going to host right now.
They have to win this series. They cannot host if they lose this series. I will not believe they can host
because they're already at 19 in the RPI.
Yeah, and this is a bad loss.
LSU at 64 at the moment.
Right. So this is nearing disaster zone for Mississippi State.
Yeah. And obviously no game tonight for Ole Miss, but a big, important weekend in Oxford as well. Ole Miss actually fell 1 spot, I think, yesterday in the RPI, but they sit at number 8. They are in very good position, but in comes Georgia at number 21 in the RPI for what it's worth, and one of the most explosive offenses in college baseball. This Ole Miss pitching staff has proven to be awesome. They are going to be tested this weekend, though, in Oxford, especially tomorrow. I mean, they're going to be stressed some, seeing as it will be a doubleheader. But you've seen this Georgia offense up close. We've seen the numbers.
They can hit the ball.
They can hit the ball.
There should be a lot of balls flying out of the yard this weekend.
I think so.
Between these two teams.
Especially because Ole Miss has figured some stuff out offensively. I think it starts with Federico. I think his emergence has really helped the bottom of that lineup in particular not just be an empty hole that you're just throwing outs into. Mm-hmm. He's come on. Owen Pano being a regular addition to the lineup, he has helped that a ton as well. But Ole Miss has a real opportunity this weekend. I mean, they already are in good hosting position. You win this series this weekend against this Georgia team, and now you're talking about seeding moving forward. I mean, that's kind of what's on the line this weekend. Huge test, but also obviously a huge opportunity for Ole Miss.
And that's exactly what it is. If they win these games, we've almost a series win. I wouldn't say locks in the Oxford Regional, but you would be pretty close to it. Whereas a series loss, it doesn't take them completely out of the idea of hosting. They still have some big series remaining, but they would have a hole to climb out of. There's no question about it. So this is a big series. It's a chance to make a statement, right? You know, think about it like this too. And not that it's an overly big thing, but you went to Tennessee last weekend and got the series. They swept Mississippi State at home. You got a chance now to beat Georgia in a series. They swept Mississippi State at home. The state sweep of Ole Miss right now is looking more like an outlier than anything else. It's just kind of a weird thing. The state caught Ole Miss at the absolute right time. It feels like if those two teams played again, it might go a different way.
Yes, without a doubt. Also, so State got out of that inning, but it was about a yard away from being an 11-3 game.
Yeah, that ball hit to deep center field. Teal brings it in at the track, but that could have easily been a grand slam, and that would have just ruined it at this point.
But allowed out is an out nonetheless.
Yes. Yeah. It ended the inning. It's now 7-3 Mississippi State. I'm sorry, LSU. Dogs trying to get back into this one. They're going to have to string some hits together. It's not going to they cannot just continue to hit home runs. They've got to get back. They got to find their way back to what they were doing a few weeks ago when they were driving the ball, hitting a lot of doubles, and going from there.
All right. I promised earlier I'm going to have a this is going to make you feel old story. College football recruiting. Wisconsin got the commitment of a 4-star quarterback. His first name is Jack. His last name, Sorgi.
Oh, no. Not Jim Sorgi's kid.
Jim Sorgi's kid is committed to Wisconsin to play quarterback.
Gosh, that's rough. Yeah, you're right. You did it.
I remember Jim Sorgi.
Yeah.
But, yeah, his son, 4-star quarterback, looks just like him, is committed to Wisconsin. You feel old yet?
Well, I feel old every day of my life. That's not a new thing for me, but it really is something to see the sons of players that I watched when I was in my 30s, I feel, do that. That's crazy.
That one hits hard. That's a tough one. It doesn't get any easier, but
it is what it is there. Yeah, that's Sorgi, that's hilarious.
Cody in Tupelo says a 7-game SEC losing streak at home is just so bad baseball. Making the worst LSU team in 10 years look good is crazy work. Another one. I stopped watching and started listening to you guys. Hey, Dad is depressing me with the updates. Thanks.
Trust me, I'm depressing myself.
It's not over yet.
It is.
It's not over yet.
It's 100% over.
Forgive me for asking this way. What the heck's going on?
I don't know. I don't know the answer. I mean, they have just completely. I mean, they played South Carolina last week. I'm of the impression now that if they had played anybody else other than Missouri, they probably would not have won the series. They just aren't right, and I don't know if they're going to be able to snap out of it. If they lose this series, they're going to have to play on the road. There's no way. There's no way back. Next week you're at Texas, then you have Auburn, who's a really good team coming in, and then you're at Texas A&M. You're not going to get enough wins. You're just not. You have to get 2 wins here minimum, and if you don't, you just don't have a chance.
And the RPI is not helping.
It's not.
It is, especially. Now, we don't know how each individual committee operates, but I do think that there are humans in the room, and they don't want to give the SEC 10 host sites.
Right.
They don't want to.
They don't want to give the state of Mississippi 3 host sites.
That also. If Southern Miss keeps winning, are they really going to give Mississippi 3 hosts? I would bet against that.
Yeah, I would too.
With everything that I've got, which is not much, but I would bet against that.
Right. So, I said it on the podcast, and I said it here, and I'll say it again. They have to win this series if they want to host. This is just where this is the hole that they put themselves into. If they had they could have lost those series to Georgia and Tennessee if they just won a game. If they could have just won 1 game each in those series, they would be sitting at, what are they right now? They're 10-8. They'd be 13 and 13 and do the math, Brian. They'd be 12. Sorry, they'd be 12 and 8, and you know what? They'd have 12 wins. I'm done with the math.
They'd have 12 wins.
I'm all mathed out over here. But that said, they didn't do that. They got swept, and now they put themselves into this position where they've got to come from behind. They're down 4 runs against an LSU team that should be on its last legs, but they, as always, when they come to Starkville, they find a way. And, I don't know if what the voodoo is for Starkville and LSU, but they just consistently win games here at Dudy Noble Field, and they have been doing that for the better part of 2 decades.
601-879-4395, the C Spire text line, 601-879-4395. Somebody, joking, of course, said...
Don't say it. Just don't even say it. Don't say it.
1878's fault.
Why would you say it? I said don't say it. Don't say it.
You don't tell me what to do.
I don't tell you what to do, but I can ask.
That's bothersome.
Well,
because there are some people that don't.
There are some people who mean it.
Yeah,
they absolutely mean it.
And you were right yesterday about the purple shirt.
I told you.
I mean,
how many times?
My gift.
Mississippi State LSU is a movie I have seen more than I've seen The Godfather, more than I've seen The Dark Knight, more than I've seen them all.
But your shirt yesterday that you wear in honor of your high school.
Well, I didn't even wear it in honor of anything. I just grabbed a shirt out of the closet.
Is not why this is happening.
Correct. But
I am a little stitious, though.
Well.
Not stitious to where I would send messages to media person about the shirt they're wearing.
It is.
But I am a little stitious.
Yeah, I get it. So
I have thrown away a Pelicans beer glass. I did.
It was unlucky.
It was more like I was really mad, and that was just what I was consuming the beverage out of, and I went and threw it away because I was mad. It was when Zion got hurt right before the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
I mean, I was done at that point. And I'm not done, obviously, but in that moment, I was done.
I've had moments of being done. Don't feel bad.
I blamed the glass for
that was a
Zion's
weird play there.
hamstring
That ball
being
should have been
glass.
caught. I don't know. Like, both outfilders were just like, you got it. And it just dropped in between them for a leadoff double for Chance. That should have been
a start, though.
It's a good start. You know, they got a long way to go. They need base runners. So we'll see where it goes.
We'll see where it goes. Sports Talk Mississippi. We are live in Oxford today. We'll tell you a little bit more about why when we come back. Stick with us in the Pearl River Resort Studio on the road today. Give you a score update and talk some more double-decker when we return.
In the Venable Glass
Talk Mississippi.
Here we go.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Things are happening in Starkville, but we'll put a pause on the updates to talk to Pam Swain of Visit Oxford. We're here on the Oxford Square for Double Decker, and so the event's here, but the work isn't anywhere close to being done, is it?
No, not at all. We have lots left to do. And I'm actually with the Oxford Lafayette Chamber of Commerce. I know you're in Visit Oxford, so it's kind of top of mind. But no, we've got lots of stuff left to do. We've been working really hard getting ready for our 5K and our 10K and our Kids Fun Run, which is tomorrow morning. Kicks off Double Decker Saturday morning.
We were talking earlier, like, the music is what draws people into Double Decker, but it's just so much more than just the music as a part of this festival. What is your favorite part of the festival?
My favorite.
Don't say the music.
It's actually, it's really the way, to me, so many people come from all over the country to be a part of this weekend. We track our numbers for the race, and we track where people come from. And like just last year, we had people come from 39 different states across the country to be a part of just the race.
How do you track? I guess when they register.
When they register, and then we analyze all the data after the race.
Wow.
And it was 39 different states, and that's just incredible. That's my favorite part, is just seeing where all the people come from to get to Oxford and be a part of this exciting weekend that we all work so hard for, and we all just kind of pour ourselves into to make happen for all of them, so that they have the very best time, so that they come back the next year.
Do you have, now that you have 39, are you like, I need to get 50? I need to find a way to get 50.
That would be incredible. 39, I think, is probably the highest we've ever had. We've had a couple of foreign countries come in to our registration sometimes too, but yeah, 50 would be awesome.
What's the furthest away?
We always have a lot of New England. We have some Oregon. So from one coast to the other, and then we've had some from England. We've had some from South Africa.
Wow, that's a haul to get here.
It is. But it's always fun to see where they come from and be a part of this wonderful weekend.
It's got to be validating, doesn't it, when you have that kind of reach? Because, I mean, it's a Mississippi festival, and I assume most people here are from the state. But to have somebody from South Africa point to Oxford, Mississippi as, I need to go there.
Right.
I need to spend my time and my vacation and a lot of money to go there. That's got to feel really good.
It really is. It's cool to even just be on their radar.
Yeah.
And then for them to pull the trigger and actually come and be a part of it, because our race is a challenge. It is not for the faint at heart.
Yeah, Mississippi's flat until you get to Oxford. It's like, what the heck happened
Yeah,
here?
anywhere
There are
else in the
two
state of
hilly
Mississippi.
cities in the state of Mississippi, Oxford, and I'm from Vicksburg, and that's the other one.
Absolutely.
Those are the only two places in this state where there are a lot of hills.
Yeah,
For
absolute
whatever
rolling
reason.
hills. And so when people come to run our race, they're really challenging themselves. They're not coming here for their PR. They're coming here for a good challenge. Now, they may hit their own PR, that may, to each his own, but it is a challenge. The 5 and the 10K are definitely a challenge. So it's always fun to go back and look and see where everybody comes from.
So
that's my favorite.
What does this festival mean, not only just for Oxford, but for North Mississippi in general, in terms of the economic impact?
I think for us as Oxford, given all that we've been through in 2026 already, this is the moment where we kind of feel like we're finally put back together, for lack of better phrasing.
Feels normal.
It feels normal. It feels like we have worked so hard since the end of January to get through Ice Storm Fern and to get Oxford and Lafayette County back to the beautiful community that we all know and love. And so this feels like that moment that we've been working, our community and our city and county workers and just all of those people who have worked tirelessly to get the community back into shape, that we are putting our best foot forward for those who are, for 100,000 people or plus now that, when you throw in baseball, that are coming into Oxford for this weekend.
And on top of just the pure growth of the school and the area, with growth comes stress at times, though. So what are you having to add to accommodate to the adding that the entire area is doing?
Well, for us with the race, we grew tremendously last year. We kept trying to get to 2,000 runners. That was a goal that I had been. This is my 23rd race to be the director of. So I've been through many. I've been in the part of the race when it was 400 attendees, and now we'll hope to hit 3,000 tomorrow.
Goodness.
And it's just last year we hoped to hit 2,000, and we bypassed it and went all the way almost to 2,700. It was crazy. So it's really interesting to see how so many different people, and I attribute that to the growth of the festival, because those people are coming into town for the festival. They're throwing in a family run in the morning. A lot of families participate in our run. It's really neat to watch just today, people picking up their bags, and so many of them picking up, 5 and 10 bags for their families to participate in the race together. And then they'll spend the day together on the square. So we're just really looking forward to all those folks. But to accommodate for it, we ran out, last year we ran out of medals, we ran out of T-shirts, we ran out of bags, we ran out of food. We just weren't equipped. So this year we are determined that will not happen, that we will, we are handing each one of our runners as they cross the finish line this year what we're calling refreshment bags, because we want to make sure that they have the nourishment to replenish their body after a race. We have a huge buffet of food, but we want to make sure that each runner has what they need to nourish the rest of the day.
So thankful for you guys having us up here. We always appreciate it.
Well, we're glad y'all could come. It's always fun to be a part of this.
Yeah, Pam Swain, Oxford Chamber of Commerce. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Your Sports Talk Mississippi.
It's go time.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Well, say something.
Super Talk Mississippi.
We did not tell you in the previous segment, by the way, if you're a runner and you want to participate, doubledeckerspringrun.com. That's all you got to do. You can register all the way up until the start of the race tomorrow. So check it out, doubledeckerspringrun.com. I'm Michael Borky. He's Brian Haydad. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. We are in Oxford for Double Decker. Before we get to the college football fix, Mississippi State has trimmed the lead a little bit in Starkville.
Yeah, now 7-4. Mississippi State did have 2 on with 2 out there, but Ace Reese popped out to end the bottom of the 4th. Now top of the 5th, 2 down. Here's the payoff pitch, strike 3, swinging. So State gets a much-needed 1-2-3 inning.
How about that?
And now we'll go bring Sullivan, Beavis, and Valencius up, trailing LSU 7-4.
Now, let's get into it. It's the college football fix.
The college football fix is driven by your Mississippi Ford dealers, built Ford tough, just like our teams here in the state of Mississippi. If you're looking for a new truck, I can make it real easy for you to find one. Find a great one. Find the best one. Just visit your Mississippi Ford dealers today. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Last night in the draft, for the first time since 2015, the SEC did not have the most first-round draft picks. Now, the SEC has had the most draft picks every year since 2007. Could that trend come to an end? We will see. But the Big Ten last night had 10 first-round picks. Now, it is worth noting, before we start this conversation, the Big Ten does have two more teams than the SEC does. There's two more Big Ten teams, 18 to 16. But still, the last three national champions are from the Big Ten. Now, on top of that, the bowl record. The SEC did not perform well against the Big Ten last season in postseason games. Right. Now, the Big Ten owns the first round of the NFL draft. We know it's happening, but let's diagnose it a little bit. Why has the Big Ten taken ownership, recent ownership, of everything in college football? Why has this happened?
That's a really big question. I think part of it is in an NIL world where Alabama, Georgia, the southern schools basically, can't just stockpile the talent. So it's not that Ohio State or Michigan are getting a lot more players than they've gotten in the past. It's that Alabama and Georgia don't have the same depth that they've had in years past, because those guys, the transfer portal allows them to find spots where they can play immediately. So, what would Georgia be if there was no transfer portal right now? They'd probably still be dominant. I think Alabama would probably be pretty close.
More national championships.
Yeah, they would. But because those players have gotten away, it's not that they're necessarily going to Ohio State, although some have. Like Caleb Downs left Alabama to go to, Quinshon Judkins leaves Ole Miss to go to Ohio State. But it's more that the SEC schools just don't have the same depth that they used to. Now, basketball is a little different, Basketball has always been more of a,
the SEC is very, very good in basketball.
Very good in basketball. It won the national title 2 years ago with Florida. But this year, is that gone? That is gone. All right. 7-5.
So another solo home run.
Another solo home run, yeah. State finally got a run not off of a home run in the previous inning, but that one cuts the lead to 2. Noah Sullivan.
Anyway, continue.
Basketball always been, the Big Ten's always had great basketball. So the fact that they won a national title this year doesn't, surprise me.
No.
Michigan winning a national title is not that big a deal. That's a good team. I mean, they're well coached. But football, I think, like I said, I think the biggest overall factor is there was a time when Alabama and Georgia would have 40 or 50 5-stars on the roster because they signed them and then they didn't have anywhere to go
anywhere, yeah.
Right. Now these guys can just get out.
And, you saw it in the interview with LSU general manager Billy Glasscock.
Yeah.
That they identify around 30 players that they pay at a premium.
Yeah.
And there's now more than 85 on the roster.
Right.
And I do wonder, because just people like Ari Wasserman, who I like a lot, turn it into, well, now that you can pay players, look at the Big Ten. That's such a lazy, frankly, stupid talking point. Forgive me for being like that, but that's what that is. At least we not forget about the sheer volume of scandals involving sports in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
It happened there too. And the moral grandstanding about especially the Big Ten is incredibly frustrating to me, because look around, okay? And we don't need to get into detail, but look at what Penn State did for decades for the sake of winning football games, okay? I'm fine if Nick Saban gave his players chargers if he wasn't doing what happened at Penn State. So spare me the moral
I think we're all cool with that, yes.
Yeah, so I'm tired of that. But there is seemingly in the Big Ten more opportunity for more money. Like, take the state of Ohio, how incredibly populated the state of Ohio is. 3 big cities, and they have it by themselves. And, I mean, Michigan has to share the state with 2 schools.
LSU catcher just took one where no man wants to take one.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh.
Take some deep breaths, brother. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
That was a bullseye.
That's one of those that you feel in your rib cage for some reason. It hurts up here. I don't know why
Where you
that
get the twinge. You know what I'm talking about? Where you're like,
oh.
Every man watching this was just like, ooh.
Ooh.
I wish Will had seen it so he could make that noise as well.
That will ruin his
But he
weekend.
didn't.
He's sitting up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, well. He's up. He's moving
he's
around. Thank goodness for that. That could have been a lot worse.
But it's just more populated up there.
Well, I think,
and the schools are bigger.
I think so. And I think maybe this is an idea. This is just me spitballing here, but maybe Big Ten boosters, who were certainly not, clean, right? They were putting money into players' pockets when you were not supposed to. Mm-hmm. But maybe they just thought, look, we can't get into bidding wars with these. We won't get into bidding wars with these SEC schools. We'll let them, we'll get what we get. But
yeah.
And now it's like, oh, it's legal? Okay, watch this. So maybe that's something to think about.
There's some of that as well. And again, I mean, they added 2 of the. I don't know if premier programs is the right word, but I think they are with Oregon and USC.
Oregon, USC, and to a certain extent, safe. No. Thought he was safe. They'll review that. But State has been the worst challenge team this year. Every time they challenge, it goes against them. I thought he was safe. But I think Washington, to a certain degree, in football, can be
They help. They certainly help.
Yeah, I mean, they were in the playoff 2 years ago. I want to watch this again. It's really close. That might be enough to uphold.
Butch says, I want to know how Saban did it without getting caught, because he didn't threaten the NCAA publicly.
And he was just smart about it. And look, because he won, you could make it seem like, well, kids just want to play for him.
That helped too.
This is kind of what happened with Freeze, right? Freeze out of nowhere has a 6-win season and he signs a top 10 class. That gets people's radar up.
But then he threatened the NCAA.
Safe.
Even if...
Yeah. Then he came out and made the comments that he made. The other thing Saban's a little different because Alabama can recruit nationally. Ole Miss, at that time, not a program that recruited nationally, right? So when you go take players from Georgia and Michigan and Ohio State and places like that, their coaches are like, hey, what's going on here?
But then,
why is Ole Miss getting those guys?
But then that turns into... Wait a minute. So you're not allowed to? Why is Ohio State allowed to get good players but not Ole Miss?
It becomes a question of that.
All Hugh Freeze had to do was just shut up.
Yeah. When he sent out that text, that was one of the dumbest moments in Ole Miss football history.
And maybe they still get
the dumbest.
I don't know, but you just invited it. That's what you did.
Never say "look at me" to people who want to look at you.
Yeah.
In that situation, just don't ever do it.
I mean, there's the biggest storyline in the NFL right now where they drew attention to themselves when they could have gotten out ahead of it and people wouldn't be talking about them anymore. But they are because they chose to deny the obvious.
So here's the question, though. Is it going to be cyclical? Are we going to have a few years here with the Big Ten? I mean, Indiana doesn't appear like they're going anywhere. Michigan is going to be good with Whittingham. Ohio State is Ohio State.
Rules. No, this is how it's going to be.
You don't think we're going to see in a few years the SEC's back? Georgia, LSU with what they're spending?
I don't think so. Only because of what we're talking about. Guys aren't going to stick around for 3 years at places anymore.
I guess you're right.
Until that changes, I think
you got to get the right guys, though. You got the right guys. If you get the right quarterback, the right players in position, anybody can win a national title.
Sports Talk Mississippi. It's your college football fix driven by Ford and your local Mississippi Ford dealer. We'll be back in just a bit.
It's time for more Sports Talk Mississippi.
Finally.
On SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk app, and at supertalk.fm.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. I'm Michael Borky. He's Brian Haydad. So glad that you guys are with us in the Pearl River Resort Studio. When guests appear, they do so on the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team. Looks like weather on the horizon in Starkville as well.
Yes.
7-5 the score, currently top of the fifth.
Top of the sixth.
Top of the sixth. I can't read from this far away.
That's fine. That's why I'm here.
So now, if a storm comes, can't they just pick up this game and play it from an ending point tomorrow? Can't they do that?
They could, but they could also just call the game. They've played a complete game at this point.
Now, that would be, in my opinion, stupid.
Well, I mean,
when you've got 2 more days to complete your games.
I'm just saying that they could do it.
I would hate that very much.
I mean, yeah, it would be terrible for Mississippi State to lose this game in that fashion. But at the same time, I don't know that Mississippi State's going to win this game the way they're playing anyway.
So we've been talking about this a little bit, just the money in sports and all that stuff. Arkansas announced today that they are cutting men's and women's tennis. Lost about $2.5 million a year combined. And Hunter Yurachek, the grossly incompetent Hunter Yurachek.
Oh, man.
I mean, he is, especially when it comes to the college football playoff stuff.
Yeah.
My goodness. I mean, just a joke. But announced and made reference to as part of the changing landscape, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Coincidentally enough, Chase Parham got the expenses and revenue for Ole Miss by sport for the fiscal year 2025. He adds that they are not nobody's talked about cutting sports as of this point.
Right at Ole Miss, yeah.
But here is what they are. Women's basketball, nets negative $7,400,000. They generate about $1 million in revenue to $850,000 in expenses.
That's a step up, isn't it? Wasn't it like $20 million or something?
It wasn't 20.
Okay.
But Ole Miss women's basketball loses $7.5 million, or lost last year. Women's golf lost $1.5 million last year. It cost about 1.5 to run, or 1.45. Sorry, cost 1.5 to run. They generated about $85,000 in revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Rifle.
By the way, what's the revenue?
I have no idea.
Like,
maybe merchandise sales,
I guess
stuff
people
like
buy.
that.
You think Ole Miss sold $85,000 worth of Ole Miss women's golf shirts?
No.
So I don't know. What is the revenue? I have no idea. You don't buy tickets for that. I don't know.
Rifle cost $1.1 million and generated about $100,000 in revenue.
Ammo is expensive.
Soccer cost $2.8 million and generated $576,000. Softball cost $3.8 million.
Again,
made
$576,000 in revenue generated. It's free, right? It's free at state to go to the games.
I have no idea.
So where are they generating this revenue?
Softball, $3.8 million in expenses to $748K in revenue. That's a loss of $3.1 million. Women's tennis lost $1.5 million. Women's track and cross country lost $2.6 million. Volleyball lost $2.1 million. Men's track lost $2.8 million. Men's tennis $1.9 million. Men's golf $1.3 million. Men's basketball lost in fiscal year 2025 $900,000.
Wow.
$18 million in expenses for men's basketball, and yet it was leaked to ESPN that Ole Miss is not investing in basketball. Interesting how that works.
Where's the loss there? Is Ole Miss still trying to pay off the pavilion? Is that
Chris Beard's salary is insane.
Yeah, but I mean it's high, but
that does not include travel and stuff like that.
I guess.
Baseball made $1 million. And football made $29 million, $91 million in revenue to $61 million in expenses. So here I ask again, and maybe there is a justifiable reason for every single dollar that is spent. Maybe there is, and maybe I'm naive or I'm not looking at this correctly, but when Arkansas cuts tennis and all the reaction is, oh, this is dire straits in college sports, and look at what's happened. Why does women's basketball cost $8.5 million in 1 year? Why does golf cost $1.5 million? Why does soccer cost almost $3 million? Until you tell me that every single dollar is spent efficiently and exactly what it needs to be spent without any excess, I'm not going to cry about, well, we're going to lose sports or please save us, Congress, when women's track and cross country cost $3 million to operate. Men's tennis cost $1.4 million. Why?
Yeah.
Why does it cost that much? Until I get an adequate answer, I'm going to maintain my position that when Arkansas cuts tennis, it is their fault for not being efficient before we start blaming the football players making money. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go there yet until you can justify every dollar that was spent and tell me why it's an efficient use of your money and not any excess.
I mean, that's a fair...
There's excess in these numbers.
There has to be, right? I mean, I'm sure there's some salaries and for support staff. I always remember with women's basketball, State played Ole Miss at the Hump a couple years ago, and I sent you a picture, and it was I was like, I can't believe how much staff Coach Yo has. There was about 12 to 13 people wearing Ole Miss pullovers in this picture, and I was like, how do you have this much staff for women's basketball? That's almost as much on-field staff as the football team has. Now, the football team obviously has a lot of the analysts and the off-the-field people, but I was just surprised by that. How many people were on the bench with her. So, I mean, that has to play a role in it for a program that doesn't what's the word I'm looking for? That doesn't generate any revenue.
Yeah.
Weird.
It is, and I know they've been trying to make cuts and things like that. They have, but I can't get over the fact that you have this many sports that loses this much, and then you turn around and try to tell people there's not enough money.
Right. And again, I said that before, these sports, they probably didn't spend this much money, but there wasn't as much money coming into the athletic departments 30 years ago
Exactly.
either. But there was never a time where we're about to cut a sport.
Mm-hmm.
You never heard of that. So it's just one of those things.
It's just one of those things. Yeah, football for fiscal year 25, so this is last year, right? Football made $91 million.
Yeah. And it really is, everything revolves around football. That's why I get upset when people are like, Mississippi State's not focused on football. Well, then Mississippi State's going to be a D3 school then. Mississippi State is 100% focused on football. Their problems aren't money related. Their problems are Jeff Levy related right now. So, yeah, State is absolutely trying in football. Everybody who's not is going to find out why that's a problem very, very quickly. Yeah. You have to be good in football.
Somebody says, if you cut women's basketball, which men's sport do you cut? Title IX and all. I'm not advocating for the cutting of sports.
No, we're not doing that at all.
Not at all. I would prefer
we're just saying
they all
that
exist.
It could be more efficiently run is what we're trying to say, I guess.
And maybe the day comes. I don't know how you do it. I'm not smart enough. I think there could be a path or a conversation to be had about these non-revenue sports not operating under the athletic department, but operating under the university.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use endowment or something like that in order to stop this. Because, I mean, as a general principle, guys, why should Trinidad Chambliss have to pay for the men's tennis team? Because that's essentially what he does. That's essentially what Fluff Bothwell does.
Yeah.
Fluff and his services pay for the men's golf team.
Mm-hmm.
Why should they have to do that is a question that a lot of people are going to ask in this deal, and that's a good question.
I've always believed that with Title IX, they've got to find a way to make football an exception. Football pays for everything. It doesn't need to be under Title IX. You need to let football be separate, and then everything else can be balanced. I don't have a problem with that. But football requires 85 scholarships,
and more now.
Yeah, so it just should not be part of it, but it is, and that's kind of where they are.
That is where they are. Marty says LSU women's basketball loses lots of money, but it does create brand value. I mean, same thing with South Carolina.
Well. And that's part of the reason I think their baseball program has suffered is they put so much into women's basketball. That program loses more than what I think Ole Miss loses. Yeah. Because, I mean, Dawn Staley's salary is what?
It's like over $3 million.
Yeah. So it doesn't make any money, but it provides their fans are that's the thing where as an athletic director you have to look at it and say, our fans are excited about this program. They like being the best women's basketball program year in and year out. So it has value to us outside of finances. I think Mississippi State had some of that with Vic Schaefer, and then they got to a point where John Cohen, and I don't necessarily agree with Cohen's decision, but he made the point of it's not where we want it to be anymore.
So, I mean, there's a really good illustration of the situation that they put themselves in, and how do you get out of it? I don't know, but I do know that they've got a problem on their hands, and I think it's self-inflicted far more than what people want to deflect the blame on. I don't know. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back in just a bit.
From the Seabrook.com Talk Mississippi, your all-access pass to all things sports in Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi on the SuperTalk app, your local SuperTalk station, and at supertalk.fm.
All right, big moment here for Mississippi State. Should have been a ground ball double play. Instead of the throw takes them off the second baseman off the bag. So as it stands right now, they called Woodson safe at second. State has first and second with nobody out for the top of the order. LSU is challenging that, so we'll see how that goes. Sports Talk Mississippi live here at Visit Oxford, part of the Double Decker Arts Festival here in Oxford, which will be starting tonight. You know, weather is not.
Yeah, so there was lightning in the area. The first show tonight will start just 15 minutes later if all goes well.
Okay. So here's what I got for you. You know, there's been a ton of talk through the years. A lot of people make fun of Cleveland for their quarterbacks, right? But we have this graphic here. The Raiders. Not too different. Since 1999, 29 different starting quarterbacks in a 26-year span. God. So let's see. I want to see what the runner is safe. That's big news. So State first and second, top of the order up, nobody out. Huge moment here. I want you to name.
Oh gosh, there's no way I could.
As many as you can.
There's no way.
The first one is, I'll give you a hint, is the obvious one. He went to a Super Bowl.
Oh gosh.
How old were you in 2002?
10.
You should remember.
I don't remember.
Rich Gannon.
All
right. And they're counting Mendoza on this list.
Okay, Mendoza, Gannon, Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is obviously on the list.
Oh gosh.
There's a Mississippi guy on there. There's two Mississippi guys on here.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith is obviously on the list, yes.
Was Minshew a starter?
Yes. There's another one from Mississippi as well. I'll let you guess this one more, and then you will. And you're also missing one who was a huge draft bust.
Oh, the guy that Kiffin did not want, to his credit.
Yeah.
Why is his name escaping me right now?
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. What is his name?
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell. Yeah. Kiffin famously, to his credit, did not want him at all.
This is an unbelievable list. You ready? Rich Gannon, Rick Meyer.
Don't remember him at all.
Don't remember him. He was the number 2 pick of the draft. He played for the Seahawks. He went after Drew Bledsoe.
Okay.
Marcus Tuiasosopo.
No, remember
him at all? Kerry Collins.
I do.
I know you remember him. Andrew Walter.
Nope.
Aaron Brooks.
I do remember Aaron Brooks.
Josh McCown.
I do. Yep.
Former Saint. Yeah. Dante Culpepper.
I remember Dante Culpepper.
Jamarcus Russell. Bruce Gradkowski. No?
I do, I think.
Okay. Charlie Fry.
Yep.
The other Mississippian, Jason Campbell. Yeah.
That's right.
Carson Palmer. I know you know him. Kyle Bowler. Terrell Pryor.
Yeah, Ohio State.
Matt McGloin.
Where'd he play?
Penn State?
Penn State.
I think that's right. Matt Flynn, friend of the program.
Yeah.
Matt Flynn. Derek Carr. Connor Cook.
Connor Cook, Michigan State, right?
Yep. E.J. Manuel.
Florida State.
Yes. Jarrett Stidham.
Auburn.
Aiden O'Connell.
Oh, don't tell me Purdue.
That's right. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Southern Illinois?
It doesn't matter.
I think that's where he went.
I know him more as a pro. Brian Hoyer.
I don't know where Hoyer went. Where'd he go?
I don't know where Brian Hoyer went to college either. Gardner Minshew. Desmond Ritter. Cincinnati, right? Yeah. Geno Smith, Kenny Pickett, and then when he starts his first game this year, Fernando Mendoza.
I forgot Kenny.
What a list.
Brian Hoyer, Michigan State.
That's correct, yeah.
Probably should have known that as well.
I was thinking of Bobby Hoyer, who I think went to Ohio State.
Yeah. Gosh, that's horrible. That's why I'm afraid that Mendoza will never get maximized because he won't be given the opportunity.
The same thing with the Browns. It's like you just go through these guys. At some point, it's not the guys. At some point, it's your organization. Yeah. So
we got this on the text line. Like it or not, these are schools. Young people play sports. All should be more frugal. Now, I agree with that point, but he says, you go to schools for education and experiences. I love football, but the system is messed up. He should pay. He is in school. If you don't like it, don't go to school. Here's the problem with that line of thinking. Ole Miss and Mississippi State, the institutions, would not look the same without football. Football winning here at Ole Miss over the last 6 years has changed the dynamic of the town and the economics of the town and the economics of the university and the number of applications they get and so on and so forth. That's not just a sport that you're playing while you get an education anymore.
Right.
It is
it's big business.
It's big business now. And so I'm with you. They need to be more frugal. But we can't talk about football like it's just a bunch of kids out there being amateurs when you're selling billion-dollar television deals.
Yeah, you should have had like suspenders on for that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So wild pitch moves both runners into scoring position.
You simply cannot. And then, oh gosh, there was one more.
It's just different. Like it's not what college athletics are not what they were when any of us grew up. Like when you,
not even when I grew
think
up.
about like there's a good sample of ages here, right? Will is between us. I'm the oldest. College sports is not anything like what we were growing up. Our kids are the first people who are growing up in a time where college sports has become more than just, we're going to fight for our alma mater.
Yeah.
Right? It has become a big business. Bases loaded now for Mississippi State, I believe.
How many out?
One.
One out. Oh, wow.
One out.
So big opportunity.
I think Reese got plunked. So big opportunity here for Noah Sullivan here. State has to at least get one run out of this.
Yeah. Bubba says same thing in Starkville because of Dan Mullen. Exactly.
You look around town in Starkville and all of the stuff in the Cotton District, Dan Mullen did that. And, now a lot of those, like those condos and stuff that people thought, oh, yeah, we're going to keep winning football for the next decade. There's some empty spots there. So,
and then this is a good point. The athletic department really should be a separate organization from the university. It's basically a business, not a university function intended to develop students. Yeah, in 1917 it was. But
things have changed.
A judge opened up the possibility to do this, to break the revenue sports away and allow that to be separate. Again, it's above my pay grade, but I think that it's worth exploring treating football and men's basketball differently than the other sports and either absolving them into the university somehow because they have value. Volleyball has value. Golf has value. They all do.
Those are real, true college sports.
Yes. And
those people are playing because they love the sport.
And I don't mean to be flippant. I'm sorry. And, I mean, the golf programs in the state are really good. But I mean, do we really need to send them to Cabo for tournaments? I mean, is that necessary? The sport as a whole, not this in this state. They all operate that way. I mean, I saw a story break yesterday that now the basketball teams can have international trips every year.
Yeah. Why?
Well, why is that something that needs to happen? I mean, I know people that played at small colleges, and those are real student athletes. And maybe we need to start treating the tennis team like that. And that's no disrespect to the tennis team. It's just maybe that is the way to save the entire system, is to stop pretending like the quarterback and the golfer or the tennis player are the same, because they're still trying to treat them the same, and they're not.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It makes too much sense. They'll never do it. Makes too much sense.
I mean, you drive around town here, you see the flag of Trinidad everywhere. I think they have a tennis player from Sweden. You don't see the Swedish flag everywhere.
No.
Don't treat them like they're the same. Maybe that's the...
maybe
that's
there's
the
a lot of
path that we have to
logic
take.
in that statement. I would hit him.
And so State will now be down 1.
Now 1 run, bases still loaded. 1 down for the hottest hitter on the team, Blake Beavis.
Has a home run earlier today.
Does have a home run earlier. Only 1 out. This is a massive moment in this game. If State's going to win, they're going to almost have to. I can't see a way State wins this game if they don't get the lead here. This is bases loaded, 1 out. You've got a pitcher in there who's hit 2 batters in a row. You've got to take advantage of this.
Yes. And if you do, you're winning the series.
You should, because LSU. That's the other thing. LSU
gave State their best shot.
No, that LSU I think is on their 6th pitcher today. Now they haven't thrown a ton of innings. They could bring some of these guys back, but they have been going through pitchers today.
Yeah, Jay Johnson did that in their series in Oxford too. And at one point, it just looked like he didn't know what he was doing.
Boy, he didn't miss that by much.
Pulled it foul,
just
barely.
Golfed it out. Gosh, dog. Off the bat, that looked good for a second.
So 0-1 count.
0-1 on Beavis, yeah. But he saw that pitch. He just was a little bit behind it.
Yeah, we saw this a second ago.
Who's that loser? They just put anybody on TV.
The Saints are reportedly by Jordan Schultz showing interest in Kayvon Thibodeau, the edge from the Giants. The Saints have some assets. They have, I think, multiple 4th and 5th round picks. Now, to get Thibodeau, you got to use more than that, but there's a couple of extra assets for you. That's fascinating. I mean, that would tell you that Cam Jordan's gone, and that's a shame. But it's a business after all.
Yeah. It is what it is. I would love to see Cam Jordan retire a Saint, but if they can pick up Kayvon Thibodeau, I'm willing to say goodbye.
We'll wrap the show up with you next. Sports Talk Mississippi, Pearl River Resort Studio on the road in Oxford. Big moment right now in the State LSU baseball game. We will give you an update when we return.
What's happening in Mississippi sports? You'll hear about it first, right here. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Check 1. Where's all my bio?
We'll wrap things up with you here on Sports Talk Mississippi as we're live here at Visit Oxford, and we are here now with Kenny Ferris. As we are every year when we do this remote, she gets the last one here with us, the executive director of Visit Oxford. This festival grows each and every year. It gets bigger and better each and every year.
It does.
When you think back to how long you've been doing this, are you ever surprised? Or do you ever look at it and go, it's even better than I thought it would be?
Yeah, I think that, one of the most satisfying things is Saturday night when the headliner's on. Mm-hmm. Like, I always go backstage and I try to peek, into the crowd. Wherever
you get that
people
photo where you see the crowd out.
Yeah, like I just love to see how many people are here enjoying the music, and it's really satisfying just to know we've done it. There's a lot of work to do after that, but at least everything's kind of gone off without too much of a hitch.
I'm
at that
curious,
point.
the after work. So what is that? Because we talk about all the stuff leading up to it, but when it's over, it's not over.
It's not over. Yeah, there's a ton of work to be done after. The stage has to be loaded out. There's a lot of cleanup. We have a really great city crew that helps us with environmental services. They keep everything super clean all weekend, but they work long hours in our building and grounds guys. They're here all night, turning lights back on that we need turned off, and doing all kinds of stuff.
It is pretty crazy. By Sunday, you drive around, it's like,
yeah,
like this didn't happen.
It really is. It is something to watch these festivals go from 100,000 people downtown to Just another normal day in Oxford, Mississippi.
Everybody's back at church on Sunday morning. I know, it's crazy. So, the festival's grown really so big. I wish that we had more square footage on the square. We could really, make it bigger, but we are a little landlocked. So
you want to knock down the courthouse, I'm sure somebody would be willing to listen to you at least.
I know, but we do the best that we can with the footprint that we have, and it's a great setting for a festival. So
you say that, but think about if you didn't have that courthouse there and there were 500,000 people here. Could you handle it? You'd find a way, right?
I think we'd figure it out. Yeah. We always say, wish we had just a big field somewhere. We could really make this thing fun. But
what is the future of this? So if it keeps growing, you've got to plan ahead, right?
Yeah.
So what could be next if this continues on the path that it continues on?
So next year's the 30th year of the festival. We lost 2 years with COVID, so we've been doing it for a minute, and I think that that's really what makes things like this. They become kind of a landmark on your family calendar. It's kind of a homecoming of sorts. I saw a friend from college that I hadn't seen in about 10 years today when I was
spring homecoming.
It is, and so
it's so cool.
I think that's really helped it become what it is, and I don't know what's next. Obviously,
double stage on both sides.
We used to do that a long time ago. We would have a stage down kind of by Proud Larry's, and then
I think I saw Kingfish on that stage once. Am I remembering that correctly?
Maybe it's been
a long time.
I think this is like my 16th one of these to do, so they kind of all run together. But yeah, we used to do that, and then we combined forces and kind of got one big stage. And I don't know. It's I don't know what's next, but we have some things that we're already kind of working on, planning for next year. So we'll see. Try to keep
You got to finish this up. I'm too locked in at this point.
What happened?
It's still bases loaded.
Oh, geez.
2 outs. Sean James at the plate.
The next thing that needs to happen is this show gets put on the stage. You want crowds. We've got you covered. Yeah.
This is true. Yeah, we could do that. We could just talk about that.
Brian Haydad. Brian Haydad.
I'll take it.
I don't know how to do.
We've done all kinds of different things on the stage. We used to do Thacker Mountain Radio on the stage on Friday night. So I'm always up for trying new things.
So we were talking earlier just about the impact that football has on towns and institutions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Honest question, what has winning football done to Double Decker specifically? Has it changed it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will give a crowd teaser. If you like Rebel football, you should be here for our headliner tomorrow. You might like who comes on the stage. Athletics is our
Pete
presenting
Golding
sponsor.
Playing bass in Wilco.
You never know.
Pete Golding looks like
a massive Wilco fan. There's no doubt in my mind that he's got Wilco on the Spotify.
It's a teaser. Everybody needs to come out tomorrow night for sure. And we're about
I can't
to
believe
start
I didn't
now,
get a reggae band and get Trinidad out there.
You never know.
Oh!
You never know. You never know what you're going to see. It's Double Decker.
Some steel drums out there.
We like to keep things surprising.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yeah.
That's really exciting. So, okay, Double Decker. Mm-hmm. What's next?
For Oxford? The biggest thing would be commencement, and then we have orientations all throughout the summer. So
those have changed a lot too, haven't they?
Those have changed. There used to be one, and now there's I don't even know, 10 or 12. They go all the way through the summer. So that's kind of our big spring. Then we have a lot of youth sports all summer long.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure we'll be back at M-Trade at some point.
I think you probably will.
Very
Absolutely.
soon.
Yeah.
Kenny, we always appreciate you guys having us up here. We love coming up here every year.
Yeah, and I know there's rain right now, but we're starting.
Make it happen.
We just got the clear, so
make it happen.
Bring your rain boots. Yeah.
Concerts in the rain are awesome.
They're fun. They're so fun.
Awesome.
That's right. All right.
Get a poncho. You guys are. There's ponchos around.
There's totally ponchos. Yeah.
Make it happen.
I love it. Thank y'all.
We appreciate y'all. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. Back on Monday, we'll recap the whole weekend worth of baseball. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Southern Mississippi. Talk to you guys on Monday. For Michael Borky and for Kenny.
Thanks.
I'm Brian Haydad. SportsTalk Mississippi. Thanks, Will. We appreciate you too. Talk to you later.
Okay.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.